guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of the GabFest podcast. Whoa. As always, I am your co-host, Monica, and for a change in the studio, or the Monica studio, I have...
Rocket Pocket, bitches, yeah. Not messing, no, it's Rocky here, guys. How you doing?
What the heck, making that loud audio.
Sorry.
Breaking the sound barrier. So you guys will get quality audio from Rocket today since she's using my mic, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so judging from the title, you've already seen our, what we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be talking about the whole bonnet debate. Should you or should you not? As well as periods, a girls' night out, and what it's like to be black and quirky.
Oh.
Which, before we start off with our main thing, I just had a little something I wanted to add to today's podcast. Shouldn't take too long, but I saw it and I thought it was interesting to talk about. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to it, Rocket, but everybody knows Miss Tessica Brown, also known as the Gorilla Glue Girl, with My Hair, It Don't Move. You remember her, Rocket?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, apparently she's now come out with a hairline.
Mon.
And this is exactly why I didn't tell you before we start, because I knew you were going to be weak. Yes, she now has a hair care line on the website tbforeverhair.com.
The agina.
And I believe, I don't quote me on this, but I believe she does have a holding spray. I don't, I haven't looked at the website too much, but I believe she has a holding spray. I think she's got shampoo, conditioner, and stuff, but I'm just like, what are your thoughts, Rocket?
Something you'll learn about me, guys, is when I get real quiet, Monica knows that's me. That's my answer. I'm like, I feel like at this point is was that the intention all along?
Honestly, yes. Because it just seems like she monopolized.
This. Yeah, she did. Because I'm at one point and there was a part of me that did actually feel a little bad for this lady when it first, I thought it was stupid. Everybody else did. Even YouTubers thought it was stupid. There's people I follow who thought it was dumb. And I'm like, I feel like you did this for profit. Because now that you're putting out a whole line, it's so you must have taken the risk. You got these celebrities getting on your side now. You know what? I'm gonna get me a hairline. Since I'm all that in a bag of chips now.
So honestly, I kind of feel the same way too. Kind of just at first I felt bad for her, and that's an unfortunate event. But then when I was hearing she was trying to sue Gorilla Glue and all that, and just all this other stuff, and then this on top of it, I don't know. It makes me wonder, did she actually do this over an accident, quote unquote, or did she do this to get some fame and profit off of it? I don't know. You guys in the comments, let us know your thoughts. What do you think of it? Do you think, she just happened to go with the flow and just why not? This has already happened. Or do you think this was her intention from the get-go? Let us know down below.
You already know my piece of it. Piece on that.
Alright, well, let's go back to our scheduled programming, which was one of the topics we were going to talk about was the whole bonnet debate. So, as you guys know, Monique had made a comment on, I don't know what social media platform about.
It was Instagram, actually.
It was Instagram?
I think so. Maybe.
I just know it was some social media where she was saying that black women should not wear hair bonnets and everything outside. It's unprofessional. It's not cute.
Snapchat.
Yep. So we'll talk about that. What are our opinions about it? I'll let you go first, Rocket.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I feel like, for me personally, and if you're going by airport, let's say for airport example, I've gone to the airport in kind of loungy / I guess you could consider pajamas, because it's everybody's traveling. I ain't gonna see these people again. I don't really
Especially
care
when
what
it's like
people
a 2
think.
a.m. flight or
Yeah,
something.
you know, and it's like I've probably gotten out my bed. I might throw on some sweatpants and a shirt that I don't really give two craps about. But you know that's just me. So I mean, if it comes with like a bonnet, I'm like, I'm in the middle about it. It's like one side of me is like, you know, probably wouldn't do that. But on the other side, it's just like if you rushing out, maybe your hair's looking some kind of way. I mean, I personally would just put on a hat. That's what me and my mom do. I put on a beanie personally, for real. But I guess, you know, if you rushing out and you really trying to get somewhere and a bonnet's the best you got right now, I mean, do you?
I know.
I don't really care, for real. I mean, do you, sis? Or sir, because I've seen dudes in bonnets too, so.
I know, and it's like, you know, for fellow black women who are watching out there, I know you guys have probably heard the same thing, because I definitely heard this growing up where it's just like, don't do that, because it's like, it's unprofessional, you want to go with your best foot out and stuff like that. Personally, me, like, I guess I kind of wear a bonnet out, quote unquote, just because it's like, it's not a bonnet, but... and we're not sponsored by these people, but the Grey Soleil slap caps, like, they look like beanies, but you can go to sleep in it. So I will wear that, like, say if I'm deep conditioning my hair and I'm like, oh crap, see? And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot some sugar for this cake I'm baking. Yeah, instead of like finishing my hair up, I can just put that on and go deep condition. But it doesn't look, quote unquote, like a bonnet, but it technically is. So it's like the traditional bonnet I probably would not personally wear out on public, but at the same time, that's not my business. Like, if you really want to, it's like, okay, you do you. Like, I got no problem with that.
And honestly, if you don't mind, mind me cutting in on it, but it's just like, there's a part of me too where if you're going back to like the airport thing, it's just like, yeah, if you in a rush, okay, like that makes sense. Now, personally, if I'm running to the store, I'm gonna throw on a hat, for real. But I mean, bro, like, I don't really care what you do. And honestly, back then when I was like, you know, growing up, like, you know, kind of social media and all this shit getting put on the, like, you know, for everybody to see, that wasn't a thing for real. You know, nowadays it is, and it's just like, you almost feel like I can't do SHIT without somebody putting it out there for everybody to see.
It's funny you say that, because that was leading into what I was going to talk about, like, just the whole kind of black women can't win, honestly, because it's like, so if I wear a wig, you know, if I wear a wig out in public, then, you know, I don't love myself, I'm not being my natural self. If I wear a bonnet, I'm considered unprofessional. If I wear my natural hair out, then I'm considered unprofessional and dirty and, you know, and nappy-headed. You know, it's just, it's like, you can't win. And if you shave your head off, you go bald or got short hair, then it's just like, oh, you're cutting off your beauty. You have to have long hair.
You're trying to be a man. And I'm like, what?
It's like, you can't win. You can't win.
Nope.
And so that's why at the end of the day, you just do you, because you're always going to get some kind of judgment. So...
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that's our take on it. But let us know y'all thoughts about this in the comments down below. You think bonnets are raggedy and you shouldn't wear them out the house, or you need to tell people to mind their own business and keep on?
You know me and Monica's opinion on it, so there you go.
See? Alright, well, let's move into segment 2, which is...
Dose.
Knock, knock. Who's that? It's Mother Nature. I'm coming in. We're talking about periods.
Cheesy ass. He's like, boom, I'm coming for you.
That's how Mother Nature. That's how Mother Nature do though. Oh my gosh, that's how it is with periods. It's like, so Rocket, may I ask you, what is the time of the month? What is your period?
Or you asking me what it's like?
No, what is it? Describe to the audience, because they might not know.
You're right, Monica. It's death. That's what it is.
It's when a Mortal Kombat character just attacks your uterus.
Yeah, or like Street
every
Fighter,
month.
like Hadouken. Like,
Shoryuken.
Oh yeah, Shoryuken. Sorry. Well, damn, I'm getting joked in the comments. Right in the uterus.
Oh my gosh, like, periods are women's time of the month when every time, around the same time of the month, your uterus sheds.
Yeah.
And it causes a lot of bleeding and discomfort and mental stress.
You didn't give it what it wanted. It wants babies. You ain't give it that baby.
That's pretty much. You're getting punished every month for not having a baby.
Oh, you want to give me what I want? Fine, stab. I'm like, why?
What kind of effects do you have on your period, Rocket?
What do you mean?
Like PMS, like what kind of cramps do you? I mean, like stuff you have. Do you have cramps? You have bloating?
All that. Everything you just kind of. I mean, it's like for me, I would say my first signs is, for me at least, is I break out. And that's when I know it's coming. I break out, start getting the diarrhea. Like, I don't mind talking about that.
Bro, period diarrhea is no joke.
The period shits, and I'm just gonna say it, the period shits are the worst. I know that doesn't come up much. Everybody talk about the cramps and your bloating. I've got headaches. Oh, I can't come into work today. You know. No, it's the shits for me.
Like it's to me, it's like right before I get my period and right as soon as it's ending, I get it.
And I know this is a TMI, but it's just I'm dealing with stuff in the front and the back. This is a lot.
See?
Like, I'm like, why?
Like, see, oh my god. I know before I got on birth control, oh my god, like I got cramps so bad to where I would have to like leave school for the most part. What else did I get? Headaches. What else did I get? Like migraines. Oh my god. It was bad. God bless birth control.
Yes, dude. Oh my. When did you start, Mon, if you don't mind me asking?
When did I get my first period?
Well, period as well as when did you start, having to take birth control?
I was in 7th grade. And so that means I was probably about 12. And as I remember, it was like right when we were ending gym class.
Oh, that's when you got your period?
Yeah, it's funny. Because like right after gym, I like went to the bathroom, like when we were back in the locker room changing. I went back to the bathroom and I just like pulled down my underwear and I was just like, and I was wearing white underwear, so this was very obvious. And I'm just like, the heck is this? Because that's one thing like I didn't know either. Like, again, TMI, but you're all big kids. Y'all can handle it. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know that when I first got my period, because it's like you learn that it's red. Like, oh, blood's red. But when it first ever started, because your uterus is getting its gears going, my ish was brown. So I was just like, what?
I gotta think you shit yourself.
Yeah, that's literally what I thought. And then when I, like, peed and wiped, and it was more of that, and I was just like, is this my period? And I just like, I'll just go back to my locker and grab a pad. And it was funny because there was a girl I was friends with. She was outside like doing stuff like prepping herself at the mirror, and because I just walked out of the bathroom stall and didn't like wash my hands. She was like just joking like, hey, you didn't wash your hands. I was like, I just got my period for the first time. And she just looked like, oh, Godspeed, fallen soldier. She just looked like, I'm so sorry.
Oh man.
So, oh my god, that was interesting. I was with my friends and everything. All of a sudden I had to be like, sorry children, I'm a woman now. I got woman things to do. But like, probably when I was like age 14, because like after I first got my period and everything, like they were very unstable, like in terms of like I could never track them. Like 1 month it would come like every 20, like 1 month it'd be 28 days, another month it'd be 22, one it'd be 19, one it'd be 28. Like I could never take pain medicine.
Jesus.
Cause like I never knew when it was coming, and like I don't know about schools anywhere else, but like schools where we're from, they don't let you just keep Tylenol in your pocket because they think you're some kind of drug addict for some reason, even for Tylenol. So you were like, if you didn't take medicine before you like left or had to go to the nurse, you were screwed. And so because of that, and on top of that, my periods were so painful, I just like I said like before, would pass out from the pain and have to go home. And I told my doctor, and they're like, yeah, let's get you on some medicine. And that medicine has been magic. My periods are nowhere near as painful as they were. Which is why I can't stand when people give gripe about birth control. Like, oh, it's because you just don't want to have a baby. You're supposed to have a baby. No, birth control is used for a lot of other reasons. Not just because I don't want to have a baby.
No, you're right.
All right, Rocky, well, your turn. When'd you get your first period?
I'm not telling none you. No.
And when'd you get on birth control?
Well, okay, so Monica got hers at 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was 10.
You were one of those.
One of those. Twas the chicken nuggets that cost it. Nah, which I don't know if y'all ever heard that, but anyway, but I got mine at 10 years old, and I was in 5th grade, and that was definitely interesting. I remember I was at a sleepover in my neighborhood and everything, and it was a friend of mine at the time, and I remember just like having like stomach cramps through that whole thing, and I didn't know what was wrong. I thought maybe I ate something, maybe it just kind of was messing with my stomach. And I remember like the girl had like a dog, and I don't know, it was weird. Like the dog like came up to me, and like I remember laying down on the ground, and it just like laid near me.
The dog could smell your endometrium lining.
But it was an older female dog.
Shoot, dogs don't care.
Yeah, but it was just like what it was weird was it laid up against me when I laid on the ground. It was almost like a warm like pad on your like uterus, and I was like, this is kind of nice. I didn't know why at the time, but anyway, I know it's a little weird. But went home the next day, and later on that like in the night I went to the bathroom because I was like, oh okay, maybe I need to take a shit. I don't know what it was. I was just like, something wrong, right? So I went to the bathroom, and lo and behold, literally, like I said with Monica, thought I shit myself, because that's exactly what it looked like.
See?
And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I think I pooped myself. I don't really know what is going on. And she said, oh, no, that's not what that is. You started your period. And I was like, oh. And, I kind of like, we had talked about it. Like, we knew it was, like, going to come at some point, but I didn't think, or my mom didn't think it'd be at like 10 like that, She didn't get hers until she was like 15.
Which, I just gotta jump in for a second and ask you something. Did you get like a period present?
No. Pads, baby, but no.
No, because like my mom was really sweet about mine, because she was just like, oh my gosh, you got your period. And I got a Nintendo DS and Nintendogs.
Oh. I can't, honestly, to be fair.
And my friends were like, what the freak? I didn't get nothing.
I don't remember getting, like, a gift. I just know for me, like, I definitely think my mom probably got me some, like, snacks. And, like, I know I got pads and stuff. And
that's not a gift. That's a necessity.
That's a necessity. So, it wasn't, I don't remember getting, like, a gift or anything
government.
Like that.
Why is there a tax on tampons and pads? Periods. Those are necessities. But I digress.
The Twilight Zone will answer that question. But yeah, that was kind of the starts of it, and kind of like what Monica was saying. I noticed for me, mine were really unstable. But I remember getting like extremely heavy flows.
Yeah.
And just those, like, I don't know if you ever got the clot, like the little, like, linings, the really thick linings that would come out.
I did, but not much.
Yeah,
it was more so just blood.
Oh my god, mine were, like, huge. And I was like, what the? I was like, what the heck is this? It was so gross. I was like, oh my gosh. And so, but everybody in, like, my, like, 5th grade were just like, what's it like being a woman? And, blah, blah, blah. What's it like? And I'm just like, it's ass, actually. Is not what you think.
Elementary school kids are weird.
They are weird, and I'm just like, nah, guys, it's not what you think it is. And like, everyone always thought it was weird that I would like throw something in the trash. They were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's a pad.
Wow, that's different from my school.
Like,
because I remember like I'd already gotten the talk beforehand, but all the students were like, the girls like, oh my god, I can't wait to get my period. And I was just sitting there and all like, what did you hear in that room that even sounded exciting? That sounds like the worst. And I was right. Like, I was not excited to get mine. When it came, I was like,
I just remember, like, for me, and especially around the time frame, like, girls did not know how to properly throw away their pads. And my mom taught me like the whole toilet paper method, so what you're supposed to do. But they used to like, I know this is TMI, you guys are like, put on your big girl panties. I'm like, but guy and girl panties. But yeah, I remember people just like putting them on, like leaving them on the ground in the bathroom, sticking them on the wall. Yeah, shit was nasty. So by the time I got into high school, I remember kind of like what Monica saying, I couldn't be just walking around with my pain medicine. Like, they were totally just like up your butt about that. So you had to go to the nurse to get your pain. Or smuggle pills, you know what I mean? So, but I remember mine were just like really bad. I remember having to go home, and, you know, finally I told my mom, I said, Mom, like, I need something. I said, because this is crazy. I'm like, my energy's crap. I'm bleeding like profusely. I'm like, this is really getting out of hand. And it took a while to find like the right doctor and everything like that, which I ain't gonna even go into all that. But long story short, found a male white doctor who finally said, yeah, she needs to be put on birth control. It will help to kind of like stabilize her periods and everything. Ever since I'd started taking like birth control, just great.
See?
Greatness. Greatness.
Which, I kind of talked to this about a second, but I guess we'll go into this now. The tampon versus pad versus Diva Cup debate. Like, which is the better one do you like to use? I guess we could start with pads first, since that's probably what most people get started out on. I personally prefer pads out of all of them.
Yeah, me too.
I know, like, and even girls, like, when I got older and just, like, people are like, oh my god, but pads are so uncomfortable, you have to get used to wearing tampons. Tampons are uncomfortable for me. Like, I'll wear one if I really have to.
Like, if I really want to go swimming, and even then, I ain't even
like, if I want to go swimming, or if it's like I'm going somewhere and it's like, okay, I have on kind of a slinky dress, the pad might show. I'll wear a tampon.
Yeah, but I know some people who have, you know, who wear Diva Cups, you know, because apparently the whole thing about periods is like you don't bleed as much as you think you do, especially with the Diva Cup. Like, once you take it out, it's like, oh, it's not even that really much blood.
Well, you know, it's, you know, it's reusable, it's good for the environment, it saves money, and also really disgusting.
Yeah, you know, to each their own. Like, if you like to use a Diva Cup, you know, that's you and everything. I'm good. I'm personally terrified to use it. Like, I was already scared with tampons when I first started, because, like, you hear about toxic shock syndrome. That scared me for a minute to not even use them. And then when I finally did, and I'm just like, this hurts. I don't like
But then Diva Cups, just the thought of having to put that up me. And then I had a friend who, like, she uses a Diva Cup, but, like, when she said when she first ever used it, she was like, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought I lost it up there. And after that, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no parts of that.
I know people who use the Diva Cup, and they really like it. Like, you know, because, like I said, you're not bleeding as much as you think you are. Like, the pad kind of makes it seem like you, like, someone just cut you up. Like, you know, but it's really not, you know, your flow isn't as heavy as you think it is. But like I said, as for me and my house, we using pads.
Yeah, nah.
So
I'm good. And sorry, man, like, I don't even care that it's like a jungle down there with that pad. I don't even care to deal with it, which that leads into another thing. Like, how is your, like, periods, like, had an effect on, like, your boyfriends or, like, people you've been dating at the time? Like, how are they usually?
You know, they were cool about it. At the same time, it's just like, oh, this is getting in the way of, like, us, you know, having a tender moment. And I'm like, I do not want to even be touched right now. If you don't mind just getting the hell up away from me.
When I'm on my period anyway, everybody aggravates me. And so, luckily, some dudes that I've been like talking to or dated at the time, like they know the drill. It's like they'll give me brownies or something, and then give me like some heating pads or some pads, and then will like leave me alone. And if they ask you too many questions, just give them that what the fuck face, like, why are you asking me all these questions? You know, leave me alone.
Like, well, the guy I date now, like, he knows that. He's just like, there's no like oh babe, I wanna, you know. No, there's like I'm gonna give you the space that you need. And it's more like just a chill night. I really don't want to be bothered. Like, I don't mind cuddling. Like, I definitely want that, you know, but I just don't want to do anything else other than that. And even then, like, sometimes I'm just like, I really don't even be touched at all. I kind of just want to do my own thing. You do your own thing.
I still will never forget this one guy I was talking to at the time who, oh my God, he wanted to get, you probably remember this, but like he wanted to get intimate, and I was just like, I'm on my period, and just no. And homeboy had the nerve and the disgustingness to say, girl, the only thing a period stops is a sentence.
I'm glad I swallowed my drink.
And I was like, well, you know, these few weeks we were talking were good. I'm done. That was kind of like, I was already feeling iffy, but that was kind of like the final nail in the coffin with that. I was like, I'm done.
I'm just, some of these dudes out here, man, just like, I mean, look, you know.
My uterus is shedding. It's a big deal.
And it's just kind of like, I don't know. For me, I just don't want to do that. You know? There's some guys who are just like, oh, baby, you know, I'll still, you know, give you a little something like eat you out if you want me to.
Which that's another thing that's annoying about when I'm on my period. That's another thing that's super annoying. It's like, when nobody wants to, like, fuck me, I want to fuck everybody. Like, I'm so horny when I'm on my period, but at the same time, I feel gross.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, you ain't wrong about that one.
Good thing luckily mine doesn't last long. Like, I know some girls will say theirs will last like the full 7 days. Mine usually lasts like 4 or 5 days, so.
Yeah, mine doesn't last as long as it used to, so thank God for that.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
No. Women, it sucks, but somebody got to do it. Alright, any more final thoughts on periods, Rocket?
They suck, but they also remind me, hey, you're not pregnant.
Yeah, this is a magical thing. I can birth something because of this.
Yeah,
I can give life.
You know, I can give life and also be reminded that I don't have life in me. So, exactly. Not right now, at least.
All right, then that goes to the next topic, which, you know, everybody's got to do it. Just have some night to cut loose, shake a tail feather, and catch up with the girls. We're talking about girls' night out.
Girls' night.
All right, Rocket. So why do we have girls' night out?
To take off that weave and them bras, girl. Shimmy, shimmy. Nah, girls' night is just a good time to hang out with your girls. That's all it was in the title. It's in the goddamn title, Monica.
Exactly. No, it's like the time to catch up, like, you know, your friends you don't see that often, you know, catch up, be like, this the guy you banging now? Damn.
He ugly.
And that, oh my God, that's another thing. You get that talk, they're like, oh my God, it's been so long. Like, a lot of
Drinks
that.
on me, bitch.
Like, a lot of that talk.
A lot of that, too.
Oh my gosh, you definitely get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know that one friend that always be trying to bring their boyfriend to a girl's night out?
Yeah.
And guys have all their nights.
Well, here's the thing.
They have their other nights.
If it's supposed to, if the whole thing is, y'all have decided on a girl's night out,
do not invite your boyfriend.
Don't bring your
Do not bring him.
But if it's something where it's hey, we're going out clubbing, it's an outing, and it's a group thing, yeah, guys can come. I see nothing wrong with that. But if you've made it like a statement of,
I mean, come on though. If it's like, all right, we're going to the club. Well, who's going? Stacy, Brenda, Lisa, Marie. No guys. come on now, take a hint. Don't bring your man.
Yeah, but if you know, like, oh, Stacy's bringing Brendan and Fark McNugans.
Rocket, we're not talking about that. We're talking about girls' night out.
Excuse me.
Men get all these other days now. And plus, they got days where they're with their guys and they don't want girls around too. They got plenty of those days, so
like kicking trash cans and stuff. No, I'm joking.
All right, now every girls' night out, it's like you always get like it's like the people kind of almost fit like a category. So it's like you got the drunk friend who doesn't know their limit when you go out. And you always gotta have one of them because they are that night's entertainment.
Yep.
Like, they're the one who does not know their limit, gets sloppy drunk, and it's like, well, I got something to laugh at tonight. You got the one that freaking, I forgot my wallet. Oh my god. There's always that one.
The broke bitch.
Dude. Or just like the stingy one. Like, there's always that one bitch that'll be like,
everyone else got 2 drinks and I only got 1, so what are we gonna do?
We're gonna fucking split it evenly because we're friends.
Brenda. I don't. Sorry for any Brendas out there, but it just makes sense.
It's like, oh my god, I can't stand those. Like, a good night out, like, you definitely have to have a place with good atmosphere, like, affordable drinks. Known to have hot guys if like all your friends or most of the friends in the group is single.
Yeah.
I think that's another good spot. And then like you gotta have a banging outfit. That's because usually girls' night out starts like with a little bit of pre-gaming, but also it's like the girls will meet at like one person's house. Yeah. And it's like the alpha girl will judge everybody's outfit to make sure you are acceptable to go out.
Yeah, that's true. That's
because if you're dressed a hot mess, the alpha girl will check you and give you her an outfit of hers that is okay to go out. Because no.
Yeah, I mean, I remember before. This tells you our age a little bit, but I remember like like when we would go out clubbing and stuff, we didn't have no Ubers or Lyft yet. I think that was like until we got into college. That's when even then that took a minute before we started getting those regularly.
Yeah, because it was still kind of like new, and it's like kind of still is like, do you trust him or not?
Do you trust that? So it was for us. Like I remember at least for me and Monica and hanging with some other girls of ours, like. Somebody was a designated driver,
which is usually me.
So, because she didn't really like drinking.
I don't like drinking like that, so I'm okay with that. I'm the one. I'm the sober one.
Sober gopher.
Like I may have one drink, but that's it. I don't like to taste alcohol. What the heck? But yeah. And like worst part about girls' night out is like the one girl who gets so drunk and they start crying.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my god. When I've gone with some college friends, oh my god, there was this one girl who like would cry. I just like she would get drunk. I can't, I need glug 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 glug. I want why? Shut the fuck up and take the shot.
Ugh.
Like just shut up.
I'm sorry.
Like oh my god, like Jesus Christ. And then there was this other girl I knew who like she was like the type that would like she would get drunk and then like would pass like one of us, it wasn't ever a stranger, but like would pass like one of us her drink and like she'll go dance a little and then come back and then always accuse somebody of like drinking her drink. Like my drink did not look like this when I left. And it's like,
well, why would you?
No one touched your drink,
but
girl.
Why would you leave?
Just take your drink.
No, okay. Have you ever like the one friend who's always like doing the one night stands with some
that's
dude.
Always running off with somebody.
Always running off with somebody. Yep.
I mean, you look and you're like, where the frick is Nicole?
Where
did Nicole go?
I always be like, look, if you about to go do, because at that point we all grown, you know what I mean? So it's just like, if you want to go off, dude, that's fine. Just.
This is rule of thumb. This is rule of thumb, ladies. This is girl code. When you go together, you leave together.
I agree with that one.
Like, none of this whole deviating from the group. Because when people try that with me, I'm like, no, you're not. Not on my watch.
I've had that happen to me.
We came together, we're leaving together. Nope, none of that.
Yeah. So,
And then you got the one friend that like is always texting her boyfriend the whole night. Like you're out trying to have fun and she's just like texting her boyfriend the whole time, and I'm just like, ugh.
I'm like, you know, Broham's gonna be there, you know. What? You don't see us like that, man.
No, I hate that.
It's annoying. Come on.
And then the friend that's like always vomiting. Like they get so drunk and then you gotta hold their hair back and they're just vomiting.
Yep, because they don't know their limit.
Yep, no.
You know how that is.
Which, who do you think has...
I love you so much.
Oh my god, that's another thing. There was a few girls I knew who, like, every time they got sloppy drunk and we went out, would try to kiss me. Every time, without fail.
That's because Monica is, she got the scrum-diddly-shitness.
Nah, bro. No.
Something about that Momo Monica. You know what I mean, guys?
Like, Renee, drink this water. Oh my god, you're such a good friend. I love you. And then try to, like, Renee, drink the. Which, by the way, the names we're saying, they are nobody we know, so don't even.
Yeah, don't come for us.
Yeah.
We don't know you.
Yeah, I don't even know a Renee.
I don't know Renee either.
See?
So
none of that. Which, I don't know, you could definitely think, I definitely think the girls who are single when you go out on girls' night out have way more fun than like the girls who are already in relationships.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the girls in relationships who go out a lot, they just be sitting there the whole time just like, this is why I settled for my guy. This is why.
But you know, I'll be honest though, like even though I'm in a relationship, it's like I still like let my hair down and have a good time. I know where my like limit is on things, obviously, you know, but it's just like I'm still gonna dance with dudes and everything like that. I ain't trying to like do anything with them or nothing like that, but it's just like I'll still dance with guys. Like that's not, I see nothing wrong with that personally. And you
what
guys
kind of dancing?
that booty bumping. No, it's the basic two-step.
Oh my god.
And maybe you'll get like a hip bump.
Can we talk about that for a second? Like, girls, y'all know this. Like, because it's like, we girls, like, we have this move, like, we like to call the circle, like the pack. Like, when you go, like, the circle, and there's always the guys that are trying to penetrate the circle. Mm-hmm. And you know, when guys are at the club, what's the main dance they're gonna do? It's the I'm gonna put my erection on you dance.
Why do you make it sound like they're sperm?
Cause like that's because they be acting like it, like they're just like, ooh, where's the nearest one I can find? Like literally, I'll be dancing with my friends, like dancing, and all of a sudden I just feel a boner on my back, and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh no!
You look up.
I'm just like, oh my god,
that big.
I'm just like, where did this erection come from? And why is it on? Like, why is it sandwiched between my butt cracks?
Sorry, I can't climb you tonight. I'm sorry. Use a lot.
I'm just like, oh no.
Not here for it. Too much. No.
Which, I'm trying to think, what do you consider like the end of the girls' night? Like, what is like the final thing that's usually done? For me, it's like food. Like after we get food.
When them lights turn on and it's time to get the fuck out.
Yeah, but you know, it continues when you go to that Waffle House or that IHOP after, because that's all that. It was like after all that dancing, like at least me, I get hungry.
I get hungry too. All that drinking, you definitely get hungry.
Yeah, and to me, like after food, that's when it's over, because it's like my hair's messed up, my makeup's messed up, I stink, my feet hurt.
Well,
like,
I got a question for you, Monica. Do you agree? Because I feel like everybody in the comments is gonna agree. Drunk food is good food.
I mean, at that point,
your taste buds are kind of trash at that point.
I just don't care at that.
I just need something.
I'm like, it's tired. I just need something.
It's like, it's so weird. Like all that alcohol you drink and that food be tasting like some kind of magical thing.
Well, I don't know if you should ask me. We already said I'm the sober designated driver.
That's true. Well, I'll speak from my perspective. Yeah, for some reason, drunk food be tasting like some kind of next level fine dining.
Because IHOP still just tastes like microwave shit to me, no matter what.
Like I said, I'm gonna say I said what I said. So
So what's the lesson of girls' night out? I guess have fun. Just be careful.
No
Smart.
alcohol poisoning.
I know, right? Which that's another thing.
Don't catch anything.
And don't take drinks from people you don't know. If it don't come from the bartender, don't do it.
Yeah, no.
Which, I guess we talked about this for a quick second since we just talked about that. How do you feel like when guys buy you a drink? I'm sorry, but it's never anybody hot. I'm sorry. It's never the fine Don Juan that's like, I'm gonna buy that girl drink. It's always just like, oh boy.
I usually don't be saying yes to that. Like, usually sometimes I'd be like, I'm okay.
I know. I'll be like, I'll pay myself. But I don't know, because it's like, there have been times I did accept the drink.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, frick.
You definitely be looking at it too. You're like, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, I never take it if someone handed me. And that's like, if I'm like, I order a drink, it's always like, oh, I'll have blah, blah, blah. And then like the bartender hands it to me and I'm about to pull my wine. He's like, oh, miss, actually that guy over there at the end of the bar, he's got you for the night. And I look and it's some like greasy Larry. And I'm just like, oh God.
Man, use a different name. Not Larry. Come on.
What the heck? No one cares. Fine, Gary.
Gary, yeah, Gary's better.
Alright, fine. Gonorrhea Gary.
Oh. Ah, man.
But yeah, be safe, ladies.
Yeah.
Have fun, but be safe. That's probably the lesson we have to say about that.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess that leads into our final subject, which is being black and being quirky, quote unquote.
Quirky.
Oh God, I don't even know how to start this off. Woo! I've been hearing this ish all my life. Oh God.
Yeah.
I guess I can. Do you want me to go first, Rocket?
Yeah, you can go first. I'll allow this.
I guess I'll start off with like my personal experience. Personally, we're just funny. We got all laughing. Now we're getting serious. Serious, semi-serious, but also serious.
Yeah.
So like, okay.
Serious, Monica. You need to be serious.
Like, for me, probably most of this has kind of started at a young age. Like, I've always, like, I guess, quote unquote, for example, talked proper English at a young age. And so, like, and also, too, it didn't help because my elementary school, I went to a private school or kindergarten, which was predominantly, like, black. But then my elementary school that I went to was predominantly, like, Caucasian, like, predominantly white. Like, you had a few Asian kids here or there, and I was one of the token black kids. And so, because of that, because I didn't really pick up too much from kindergarten, it was more so from elementary school. And so, going in from that, like a predominantly white elementary school to a predominantly black middle school was like night and day.
Literally.
Yeah, it really was. Because like a predominant like amount of like black, because like our middle school was predominantly like the elementary schools was like 2 elementary schools that kind of formed that middle school. And so a lot of the black kids came from the other elementary school, and most of the white kids that came from my elementary school. So when I got there, most of the black kids already knew each other. But because I was one of the quote-unquote token black kids from my other school, a lot of them were like, who is this girl? Like, I never seen her before. She didn't go to our school. Who the heck is she? And so, you know, a lot of them, like, talked different, I will say. Like, I'm not putting anything down, but it's just like, this comes into play as I continue this story. And so one of the things they would always be like, why do you sound white? Like, you don't talk like us. Why do you sound white? And I'm just like, I don't think I talk like sound white. I think I just say words correctly, but whatever. Whatever. Okay, how do you sound white? How do you sound anything? But whatever. And so because of that, and like I already look like the racially ambiguous kid anyway because of my hair. Like, I have loose curls, but that was when I wore my hair straight all the time and my hair was long. I don't have too like strong black features. It's like my features look like, yeah, she could be black, but then it also could be like 3-4 other things. Yeah, it's like when I wore my hair straight all the time, a lot of people just straight up thought I was like East Indian. It wasn't until I start wearing my hair curly that I get the mix card now, but like because of that, people thought I wasn't black when they would ask me. Because, like, I didn't listen to a lot of the music they did. I liked anime. I liked to draw. Like, I just, you know, there were some things that were, like, quote-unquote stereotypically black that I did enjoy. But there was also things that weren't stereotypically black that I did enjoy as well. And so because of that, it was like this whole, you gotta prove your blackness to us, quote-unquote. Wait, you listen to this and not that, that's not black. You eat this food and not that, that's not black. Like, it was constantly this whole, you gotta prove your blackness to us. And like, probably like 7th grade, I was like trying to, but then like, middle of 7th grade, 8th grade, I was just like, you know what? I don't even like a lot of these kids like that anyway, like in terms of like friends, like y'all not even my friends, so I really don't care what y'all think of me. Like, I'm gonna just keep bouncing to the beat of my own drum and forget what y'all have to say. Which is funny now because it's like, you know, like kind of like the whole, oh, you can't be black and like anime. But then as soon as Megan Thee Stallion comes on the scene, it's like, oh yeah, I watch anime. Now anime is cool for black people all of a sudden. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Now everybody want to hop on Sasuke's dick.
Yeah.
Which, no, it's Sasuke, but you get what? Everyone be saying Sasuke and Inuyasha, which I'm not going to get into that in this episode. But
I'm sorry, Inu what?
Inuyasha. It's Inuyasha, guys. Naruto.
I'm dead. I'm dead, man. No.
Sasuke. He's really cool.
Oh my god.
Ignore me.
I could not.
But I have a question for you, Monica. Did you ever, because this definitely happened to me, where I had people just like constantly were just like, your parents cannot be both black. That's just not possible.
Again, I kind of got it more so when I started wearing my natural hair, because it's like, people just straight up, when they would be like, hear that I was black, would be like, wait, you're black? Like, it wasn't even I was mixed. It was like, wait, you're black? And I'm just like, what the frick you think I was? And they're like, I thought you were like Asian, like from like India. And I'm like, no. And then like the few people who like saw my mom, which my mom don't help if you look at my mom, because it's like my mom's got racially ambiguous features too, so it was really like, is she or is she not? But the thing I had most of the time, which got on my nerves in school, is like the girls, oh my god. Like the girls would be like, why are your eyebrows like that? Why are your eyes so dark? Why, like, how's your hair so long? Why are your nails so long? Why are your lips like this? Why? I'm just like, bro, do you have a problem with me? Like, that was getting on my nerves until like, because I remember like really 8th grade, because I was like, getting sick of it by then. I was like so tempted to be fighting some of these girls that were saying that, because it was getting on my nerves. And it wasn't until a friend of mine who was a guy who like told me the reason why the girls were doing that. It was because for some reason, like I said before, I was the quote unquote new girl to them, even though I wasn't. But because I came with most of the white people from my elementary school to there, people treated me like I was almost like the new girl. And so because of that, apparently a lot of the guys were talking about me, and a lot of them were like, oh, she's cute, she's pretty, do you know where she lives at, do you know this, that? And apparently it was getting back to a lot of either their girlfriends or like girls that liked them and saw me as quote unquote competition. Even though I was like a late bloomer in that respect, where it's like, you know, I liked guys, but I was not like interested in having a boyfriend until like, even in high school, I wasn't really, that wasn't like my main thing. I was just like, I'm trying to get out of here.
I hate all of you.
I know, I'm like, I'm trying to get out of here. I don't care. So I didn't really get the whole, like, people doing that, because people just straight up thought I was another race. But I definitely got girls trying to, like, I guess pick me apart, trying to, like, find me. And I'm just like,
What is she?
like, just ask.
Mystery.
Because even now when I wear my hair straight or, like, in, like, a sleek bun or something like that, then that's when the whole what race am I comes back into play. But other than that, I just get that whole mixed card and I roll my eyes every time.
Yeah. My story's pretty similar to Monica's. That's why, I mean, I'll kind of, you know, it's almost, I don't want to repeat too much because it's pretty similar. So, you know, for me, it was definitely me growing up watching. I remember watching like Toonami growing up.
Oh, yeah.
That would come on in the morning. I'd watch that with my brother. And I remember watching stuff like Inuyasha, Sailor Moon,
Yeah.
like, you know, all that stuff. Like, that was some of my like most like favorite animes, and I used to love it, you know. So I was definitely like, the topic is quirky because it just, you know, you're not fitting the norms that people have unfortunately stereotypically set for you for black people.
Yep.
You know, you're not supposed to like these things, you know. So middle school, like, I remember people would constantly be getting on me like, what are you reading? What is that? Like, I would bring my manga to
Manger.
What
Dad.
manga. But I bring my manga to like school and everything, and I read that, and like they would always just be asking me like, well, what is that, and why are you reading it like front? I think it was like what, back to front or something like that. Yeah.
You're reading wrong.
You're
stupid.
Dumb bitch. I'm like, no, but it was just like, because it started off, I remember with middle school, it started off as like they thought it was weird, and then it turned into, oh, can I borrow your manga? Oh, I'm curious about, oh, I want to read too, you know. So
get a library card.
and I'm like, bro,
no.
I get it from Barnes and Nobles. Go there and get that. Like, I'm not, because last time I remember in middle school, last time I let somebody borrow one of my manga books, he dropped it in the rain while it was raining. Got ruined. He got a blow dryer on it really well, which, I mean, I appreciate that, but it was still messed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the pages were fucked up. I was mad as hell.
See, I was stingy.
So I never like shared my stuff much after that, but I mean, I read a lot of different manga books, you know, a lot of different anime shows I would just watch and everything. And I agree with Monica. I definitely got that card of people for the life, I swear, back in high school, could not believe that both of my parents were black. They had seen my mom, and I think at one point some of them had seen my dad, but they just weren't putting two to two together that, oh no, one of them has to be
That's
white.
not your real dad.
That's not your real dad.
Mom.
That's not your real mom. Well, who the fuck? Okay. I'm like, and it was annoying as hell because I mean, my hair, like, you know, before I had, you know, started going natural and stuff, you know, my hair was like, you know, I flat ironed it straight. I had bangs and stuff. You know, I remember I had cut it like a certain way for this one job when I used to be like a waitress and everything. And I kid you not, because I was definitely heavy-handed on the eyeliner back in high school.
Weren't we all?
I had my little emo phase, you know, so I was definitely not fitting the stereotype. I had like skinny jeans, like Hot Topic was just the shit. So I had my keychains. I remember having a really cute like little Inuyasha keychain. I wore gloves and stuff. I mean, I had the whole 9 yards of just stuff. And I just remember like people, especially when I worked that waitress job, they were like, oh, like there was this Indian couple. They legit asked me, what part of India are you from? I said, nah, man, I'm black. I said, nah, dude, I'm black. You know, I'm like, I'm not. They're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I just kind of like, I kind of walked off. I was like, it was a little awkward.
Like, yeah.
And I remember back in middle school, there was an Asian girl. She was just like, you know, oh, your grandmother has to be Asian. Like, your features just look like Asian or something, or like, you know, your mom has to be Asian or something, or there's just something different. I remember like older Asian women would be coming up to me just like, oh, my son would love you. Like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know what? I know it's a bit over, but that's
I'm laughing because literally there was an Asian lady who did that at my job, at my last job. Oh my god!
And I just remember like that happening a couple of times. I mean, I remember when I was working at like when I was like seriously a waitress, like the owner was Asian, and people thought I was her love child or something from some past relationship. You know, because it was funny. Like, it was funny.
Nice.
You know, so that was always just irritating to me. And I agree with Monica. I felt like I had to prove myself. And honestly, I just remember at a certain point, especially when I was getting to the near ends of high school, like, I didn't care anymore. I was like, I'm going to graduate soon. I'm getting ready to go to college. I like what I like, and I'm not changing myself for anybody. You know, I had gotten the friends that I got in high school. We all kind of were similar in a way. We all kind of just liked the same things, and I feel like in a way made the same decision of that we're just not gonna be the standard that people want us to be. And you know, if me talking white is me sounding educated, well, shit. You know, if you want to put me in that category, because I remember just with even my job now, people would do that. They'd be like, why do you talk like that with the vendors on the phone? Why do you...
Oh, you have no idea how many people from any job that I've worked who, like, they'll talk to me on the phone, think I sound a certain way, and then they come in and they'll be like, oh, I'm looking for Monica, and I go, right here, and they, like, double take, like,
you're like, what?
That's her? And I'm like, yeah.
Even like with some last jobs, some of those just people would just be like surprised as hell, like, oh yeah, like, yeah, that's
you were
me.
talking to me.
You know, So I mean, and they just be like, why are you talking to them like that on the phone? Why are you talking to them like that? And I'm just like, that's just how I talk. I'm like, what are you? I don't see what you see, and the fact that you see that as a problem makes me think you're the problem.
I'm just like, how do you sound like a race? Like,
how do you
tell me that, please?
I don't get that.
I didn't know the English language puts you in a race. Now, it's a difference between having like a dialect. It's like, okay, I can tell you're from New York or from like upper state, or you're from the South, or you're from the West Coast. Like, I get that. But like to be like you sound like a race,
I've never understood that. You know, and it's really sad, unfortunately, with the black community sometimes that we like to break each other down. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything that's seen as different is just seen as wrong. I know nowadays, like, that's kind of lessened a little bit, but even then it's definitely still there. I know y'all in the comments definitely know what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, it's lessened, but not by much.
Which is why I really appreciate like YouTubers like Star Puppy, for example.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you're ever watching Star Puppy, hi, we love you. But like, she is like a perfect example. It reminds me so much of like me when I was growing up, because it's just like how, because I don't fit in this box, I'm getting put in the oddball box.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, sure, whatever.
You get put in this just awkward little space. I mean, like, me and Monica, we love going to conventions and cosplaying and everything. Like, that's something that we enjoy doing. And that's not seen as the norm.
And that's the thing, like, when people ask me, like, you like anime? I'm like, yeah, but I like a lot of things. It's like,
it's not.
Like, I feel like I have my toe dipped in like so many different pools. It's like, no, I'm definitely not like when I go to conventions like some people who are just like, because there's the people who is like, yeah, I like anime, and then there's the people that are like, I love anime. I'm not like that.
It's my life.
Yeah, like I'm a kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to life. It's like, yeah, I like anime, but I also like rock music. I also like jazz. I like this, and that. Like, I like many different things. I'm a very diverse person.
Same with my style, you know. Like,
exactly.
My style is not what's considered the norm, which I put quotes around that. I think y'all know why.
I can't even say anything about my style. I'm like a neo soul Vogue hipster.
I'm a boho hipster, honestly.
But then I have my moments where it's like, okay, I want to dress like a punk rock today, or hey, I want to dress like bohemian today, or hey, I want to dress like, even like today I'm sitting here, I got my Aaliyah clothes for Juneteenth.
Yep.
I'm feeling myself. But like, you know, I feel like just to constantly put people in a category is like, to me, you're keeping people divided instead of people coming together, where it's like, what does it matter? And plus, I feel like, honestly, if you're somebody that, like, you don't like to step out of your quote-unquote comfort zone or box and listen to, like, these things, or watch this, or try this, I'm sorry, but you sound boring.
You do.
You sound very boring, and it sounds like you care a lot about what people think about you.
And here's my thing. We're not telling you guys, like, oh, well, you know, you can't be just the way you are, like, but I just feel like, you know, it's good to kind of open doors to other things, like, allow yourself to not just be stuck in one place, like,
that's what I'm saying. To me, if you're, like, stuck in one place, like, I only listen to rap, or I only, like, watch these types of shows.
For example, I only eat certain things.
Yeah, you sound like, A, you're really boring, but also you care a lot about what people think.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, come on now. Mm-hmm. You're missing out.
Really
are. The world is full of so many different things.
The world is your oyster.
And so just don't be putting people just because they don't fit your quote-unquote standards. Doesn't mean that it's weird or bad. For all you know, because it's funny, a lot of people, like, who, like, didn't like a certain thing, like, or they never tried to watch it, but then I'm like, no, watch this or listen to this, and they go, oh my god, I love this. Yeah. Thank you for introducing it to me.
And it's not even just like an anime thing to be considered like quirky.
No.
It's like you could be someone like, there's a friend of mine who's really into like Broadway and just like musicals, and that is just what they love.
And then there's,
you know,
like, YouTuber Tassel Fairy. Also, I think her Instagram is Studio Moochie. She's a black girl and she loves like pastel colors. Like, you probably see her, like, she's got like pastel hair. I know she had her apartment in like these pastel colors. I think she calls it Cloud World.
I know you're talking about.
And I'm just like, oh my god, it's so adorable. Like, but that's not considered the quote unquote norm for black people to do that. You're not supposed to like pastels for some reason.
And someone who I follow, like, on Instagram, Kira, please, like, she's very
big.
You know,
I love her.
Yeah, she's what I put her in, that, like, girl who loves anime, girl who's just, like, she's definitely the definition of a quirky black girl. Like, you know, that's how I see her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So stop putting people in boxes.
All quirky ladies.
Stop putting people in boxes. And who knows? Open yourself up, because you might find something that you never saw before, but you're like, oh man, now I love it.
Like the oyster.
Because people are unique beings.
Like the oyster.
I don't like oysters.
I do.
It shows.
What the fuck does that mean?
Fried oyster skins. And see, we're fitting into that category now.
Yeah, right now.
This is why we're putting a box, Rocket.
Oyster skins. I love the young people. I'm sorry.
Which, I think that brings us to the end of our podcast.
Oh no.
No, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia.
You know, I would love to sing the song from Out of the Box, but I don't want to get copyrighted.
I know, right? we'll have to come up with some goodbye tune.
Yep.
Well, we thank you guys for joining us for another episode. If you guys have anything you'd like to suggest for the GabFest podcast, leave it down below in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, so long. Fuck off.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.